What would you do if your father sued you for your grandmother's estate and brought cameras to watch you lose? That one question made my father freeze, my brother's smirk die, and their lawyer turned paper white on the spot. The lawsuit was my father's idea. My brother Emmett was the weapon. They were suing me for control of my grandmother's estate. My father had carefully chosen the venue, a probate hearing that a local reporter had gotten wind of because he made sure she did. He wanted cameras. He wanted me small. The story he'd been selling for 8 years was that I had manipulated a confused old woman into signing everything over to me. He told it so well that even people who liked me had started to wonder. What my father and brother didn't know was that I had been waiting for this moment. 8 years ago, my grandmother started slipping. My father saw an opportunity before he saw a crisis. He and Emmett began moving her money, not all at once, a little at a time, the way people do when they think no one is counting. But someone was counting. My grandmother, on her clear days, knew exactly what was happening to her. She was more frightened of her son than of the fog. So she came to me. She didn't ask me to fight them. She asked me to record. For 2 years, on her good days, she sat with me at her dining table and told me, on video, what she wanted and what she understood and who she trusted. Dated each time. Lucid each time. A doctor's competency note paper-clipped to the calendar for the same afternoons. She signed her estate documents in a lawyer's office with that same doctor present on a day the doctor certified in writing. Then she told me to hide all of it. Let them think they've won, she said. Let them show themselves, then show the judge. She died 4 years ago. For 4 years, I said nothing while my father told everyone I was a thief. She had asked me to wait until they made their move in the open. And a probate lawsuit with cameras was as open as it gets. In court, their lawyer stood and made his speech about undue influence on a vulnerable elderly woman. He gestured at me and the reporter wrote it all down. Then the judge, who had read our filed exhibits the night before, asked one question. She looked at my father and said, "Sir, can you explain the $41,000 transferred from your mother's account to yours in the 11 months before these documents were signed?" My father froze. Emmett's smirk went off his face like a light switch. Their lawyer, who had clearly never been shown those bank records by his own clients, turned the color of paper and asked for a recess he did not get. The judge had the transfers. She had the dated competency notes proving my grandmother knew her own mind on every day that mattered. She had the videos entered as exhibits of a clear-eyed woman explaining exactly what her son had been doing and exactly why she was protecting herself from him. The case against me was dismissed before lunch. The judge referred the 18 months of transfers to the county for review, a polite way of saying my father and brother's afternoon got much worse than mine. The reporter my father invited to witness my humiliation wrote a very different story than the one he'd promised her. It ran on the front page the next morning under a headline he did not enjoy. My father has not spoken to me since, which after 8 years of what he did say is close to a kindness. Emmett sent one message asking how long I'd had all that. I didn't answer because the answer was the whole time and he already knew. I kept the originals. The videos are backed up in 3 places. The doctor's notes are in a folder with my grandmother's handwriting on the tab, and every so often I watch the one where she laughs at her own joke about outliving her enemies just to hear her say it.